Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for being a speaker in this conference, Ep.360. You've had a very, very impactful session for me. I've really loved it, but maybe I would like to get a reaction from you. How do
Yeah.
you feel about the audience? What
Yeah.
their receptivity? Do you think they got it? Did they make you feel like, these are people who need this information?
Yeah.
How did you gauge your experience with them, even as you were pouring out?
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. I always love being in a room full of leaders, and especially budding leaders. I could sense there's a curiosity. There are a lot of questions that they need answered. So you could tell. I could sense the excitement. I could pick out moments of learning. I could pick aha moments from some of them. So I enjoyed every minute of the presentation. Even when I came in for the previous speaker. When Brian was going on, you could tell there was a connection happening. Yeah.
Awesome. You were talking concerning a very important topic, vision mapping, which each and every person, if they are to fulfill their potential, need to understand. And we're talking about vision mapping. So I want to ask, this is a young person, and I love that you really gave your experience and your story. A young person with a lot of vigor, passion. But it was not that way before. Because you had not met someone. So what would you tell someone? I'd like you just to speak it again and maybe let's expound further. A young person who is starting out. They want to make it in life. They want to build themselves in the area of calling. What exercise should they give themselves to?
Yeah, I think one of the critical things that every young visionary needs is a bunch of other visionaries who've already fulfilled the vision.
Awesome.
All right? Because sometimes as a young person, all you have are just ideas. Sometimes you've tested some of them, you've not tested. And you need people who have traveled the road, who can cheer you on, pat your back and say, you're on the right direction. All right? Avoid this. Take this path. This is how you get funding. This is what you do. I'm gonna refer you to someone who you can build this with. I think if a young visionary is isolated from that environment, then they feel something is not working out well. All right. So one of the things I'd want to encourage young visionaries, young change makers, is to be aggressive about finding your tribe, finding the people who have your language, who speak your language. And you'll watch someone on TV, you'll see someone on Facebook or on Instagram or TikTok, and they're sharing something, and you're like, this is my language. It's making something in me leap up. All right. So that will be the immediate remedy that can a treatment we can give a young visionary who's wondering, what do I do from here? All right. There are people, there are women, there are men who can hold your hand and cheer you on. And I'm sure if you're a young visionary, you've already figured out who those are. You've already seen them. Some of them you've met them. They're in your phone book. They are in your phone. Reach out to them. Tell them, hey, this is what I do. I just have a quick question about how you're able to mobilize people, how you're able to mobilize the resources. How have you been able to build 10 companies within 5 years? How do you do it? And you'll find out your tribe will always respond to you and give you the support you need.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But, very powerful. But I'm interested in this. What is in terms of talk about now getting access to visionaries who've done it? Because realize you can, connect to someone, hear someone speak and say, this is my tribe. But what is that thing that helps you to get access to them? Because probably maybe there are other people who are also looking for the same access. Yes, there's a witness in you that this person, I need to learn from them. But how do you position yourself to a place where, like, for example, you get your experience that when you met Rev Julian, it's when now, life started now happening. So how do you gain that access to these visionaries who have gone ahead?
So there are two ways. So one of the way could be solve a problem. All right. Be busy about solving a problem. All right. Sometimes in our quest to look for mentors, the reason why sometimes we don't get responses from mentors is because we are idle. Okay. You're not building anything. So you're calling me to mentor you to do what? Okay. So what are we building? because I can't build your vision for you. I can support what you're building, but the meat of the vision, you're the driver. The meat of where you want to go, a big chunk of what you want to do, you're the champion, I'm the supporter. But don't bring me into your space to be the champion and then you're supporting me to support you. All right. So what you do is do the work. All right. Get a proof of concept out. Come and say, hey, I tried, it failed, but let them find. A lot of the people I've met in my early years of doing Inuka Leadership was because we were involved in some work to touch and change the next generation. All right. And because of that, inviting these people into that space was much easier. Okay. But the moments I invited people to an empty talk, they'd pick it out quickly and be like, come back when you're ready. All right. So that's one way. So one way is solve a problem. The second way is just learn the art of relationship building. All right. Joe, let me give an example, Joe. I don't know the previous director of managing director of DSTV, but you know her. All right. So I could bypass you and worked for 2 years trying to get that relationship, but I know Joe who knows the person. All right. So you're always, it's called the rule of, is it 4? You're 4 people away from the person you want to get to. All right. So sometimes we want to meet the president. We don't know that someone around you can lead you to someone who can lead you to someone who can lead you to the president. But you want to bypass the 3 people in an effort to meet the president. Even the president will wonder, who are you? What are you doing here? All right. So learn how to treat people with dignity, treat people with honor, value people, ask them questions, okay, beyond casual socialization and socializing. Ask them some deeper questions, and those deeper questions will reveal what they know. Once you figure out what they know, then leverage what they know. All right. I have access to people that you don't have access to. You have access to people I don't have access to. All I need to do is give you a call and say, Joe, by the way, I met so and so. Can you connect me to them? All right. You did the same 2 or 3 days ago. You needed something. All right. If you follow the direct route, it would have been another long process of trying to get audience. But that's the other way. That sometimes it's not the main door. Is you open the first door that leads you to the second door, that leads you to the third door, that leads you to the main door. All right. So you have to be diligent in opening the first one, opening the second one, the third, and the fourth. And sometimes those doors are people. And sometimes those people are people you might underestimate. So don't underestimate anyone. Everyone we know knows someone who can change something in your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk of underestimation, and you talked about something that caught my attention during your time. And you said we overestimate
Big moments,
and underestimate the power of small gains.
Yes.
So I want you to talk to it a bit about the power of small gains. And why the young people, this generation, should really value the small gains they're making each and every second, each and every day, and what they amount to.
Unfortunately, one of the areas we need to be careful about as young people in this generation is because we are very visually driven. And by visual, I mean, I'm seeing it happening on Instagram, I'm seeing it happening on TikTok. My assumption is that I must be happening every time. What you don't know is behind that one frame of a smile is probably many days of things not working out. All right. But unfortunately, time has been compressed. We are visually driven. I want what Joe has, and I want it now. All right. I want Joe got an award. Joe is top 40 under 40, top 30 under 30. Forbes has recognized Joe. All right. And I'm like, my God, even me, I can get the recognition. All right. So you fall in love with the idea of recognition, but you don't remain committed to the process towards a recognition. All right. So you want to fall in love with platforms, but you don't want to remain committed to capacity building towards the platform. All right. And so we have a generation coming up that's falling in love with the platform, that's falling in love with the hashtag. is falling in love with the who's happening, vibes, drip, like that's what we love. But how many can take the route of process, daily, boring, all right? Practices, daily practices, small wins where I can say, I want to write 10 books. That's a good vision, all right? But I have a daily rhythm that enables me to write a page a day, all right? I'll sit down, I'm going to pen down my thoughts, I'm going to reflect, pen down my thoughts, I'm going to start visualizing what this journey will look like, and I'm going to commit every day of my life towards the 10 books. Now, that is marginal gains. But if you're waiting to sit down one day and pen down 10 books, you might crash. You might be like, I wasn't prepped for this. All right. So I'm coming back to remind people that there's a place for one step at a time. There's a place. And I want to amplify that side also, because I think we've amplified the platform more than little by little, step by step. All right. Even God in the book of Deuteronomy, when the children of Israel were conquering the land, there's a part he says, I won't give everything to you at one time. All right. I'm going to give it to you step by step, territory by territory. All right. Because what that does is you gain one, you've built capacity. Then you build capacity for the next one. Then you build capacity for the next one. All right. Joe, if I was to drop you today at Mount Kenya, if you've never summited Mount Kenya, you will not last for long, because your system is not yet acclimatized to that environment.
It is as you climb that.
It's that your lungs, your body, your breathing, your rhythm, your rest schedules keep up with the demands of life. But if you're just thrown to the top, you might not keep up with the schedules and the rhythms of what keeps you at the top. And you'll quickly come back down again. So you build line upon line, precept upon precept. You value mundane, value quiet moments, value books, value research. And then one day, the big moment will happen, but it won't shake you off your foundation. You'll be like, oh, fantastic, the big moment has happened, but I have a system that can sustain that big moment.
Awesome. I think maybe the last question.
Yeah.
You talked about conquering yourself.
Yes.
And I want you to talk about it again. Like you talked about conquering yourself day and again. I think even look at the scriptures, it says, a man who conquers himself is greater than one who conquers the city. So in the place of vision, in the place of someone rising from the place they are at to the place where they're envisioning, there is that power of conquering yourself daily that our generation needs to understand. Maybe you can also speak to that as we process.
Yeah. So anytime growth is inevitable. All right, growth will come. Change is inevitable. So if you're keen about growth, then you'll realize that there are specific moments you need to pivot and change. All right. For example, if you've just gotten a new job, you didn't have a job, now you have a new job, something will change in your life. Okay. When you didn't have a job, probably wake up at 11. Now you have a job, maybe you need to be up by 6. So 3 things always change. And you have to constantly focus on those 3 areas. Number 1, my time allocation. Number 2, my skill set. And number 3, my priorities. Anytime you hit a critical pivot moment, your next level will demand a change in those 3 things. Your next level will always demand a change in your time allocation, your priorities, all right, and your skill sets. All right?
Yes, sir.
Always. If you move from a line manager to an enterprise manager, you move from an enterprise manager to a group CEO, if you move from those changes can be summarized into 3 areas of change: time allocation, priorities, and skill set. All right. So you have to constantly put yourself on a path where you are auditing those 3 things. All right. And you can decide, I'm going to be in one space for too long, but it's at your own detriment. All right. So as you pursue life, don't be stuck up as a leader on, this is how me I usually am. By the way, that's one of the most That statement is a
Yeah.
self-limiting statement.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There are things I used to tell myself, me, I can't dress, I can't wear those shoes. Hey, nowadays I wear them. Paul said, I
Yes.
learned to be all things to all men,
Yes.
so that I may win some.
Yes.
All right. In the journey of growth, you might have to come out of yourself to grow. Something about you must be lost. As iron is being sharpened, it loses a part of itself to become sharp. So you don't enter spaces to say, me, I'm usually like this. I don't keep time. Me, it's in me. It flows in the family.
Accept me the way I am.
Accept. That's a
Yeah.
even in marriage.
Yeah.
You can't even tell me accept me the way I am. No, you have to evolve. All right.
Yes.
At one point you're an introvert, the other point you're an extrovert, the other point you're an ambivert, the other point you're in a boardroom. You're like, me, I'm not the boardroom type. Come on, suit up and get into the boardroom. All right. Me, I don't do board. At one point in your life, you will do boardroom. Understand what that means. All right. At one point in your life, you will do something casual. Learn how casual things are done. Okay. But never limit yourself by saying, me, I'm not that kind of a person. All right. When I was doing my engineering course in university, there's one thing I never liked: finances. Any course on finance, I was like, oh dear, I don't want to do accounting. All right. I hate accounting. I don't want to do accounting. If there's a way to skip this unit, me, I'd skip it. Because me, I'm all about leadership development. Little did I know that my life will end up leading enterprises that are very strong on financial systems. So do I say I'd have limited my growth if I stuck to, I hate accounting? What did I do? I studied financial systems. I studied statements. I studied balance sheets. I studied cash flow projections. I understood what it means to plan money in, money out. How do you plan to make sure there's salary, to make sure the lease is paid, to make sure the suppliers, your aging, your receivables, someone is handling them? I hated that subject, but now I love it. It's part of what I'm supposed to work on, because I have teams I'm leading. I have companies I'm growing. But if I stuck to my corner and said, me accounting, hey, si yangu. All right.
Yeah.
So I had to.
Yeah.
So you have to get out of yourself to grow.
Awesome. Awesome. The last question. The last one. Pastor Pete, we learned from you a lot, and you are a man on a vision, on a mission. But I like the way you're balanced. You know, on another end, we see you as a pastor, a man of God, leading a congregation. You know, God has given you quality people to lead, great people of God. Other end, we are seeing you in the marketplace, you know, leading companies, organization. Another end, we are seeing you as a husband, Instagram husband.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
how do you balance these
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah. I think the what I learned in life, I moved from balance to integration. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because balance means the weight here must be with the weight here, must be the weight here for you to get balance. And sometimes in life, you don't have equal weights for everything. All right.
Yes.
So for example, I have 3 kids right now. I have an 8-year-old, I have a 5-year-old, and I have a 2-year-old. All right.
Yeah.
Now, if I talked about balance, it means I have to spend time with them equally. All right. So I give this one 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. All right. But my 8-year-old needs more of my attention than my 2-year-old. All right.
Yeah.
So my 2-year-old can't talk fully, but he loves being in the presence of his father. So there's a way I engage with him. But my 8-year-old needs more time, needs more affirmation. I need to be there for his classes, need to be there for his sports, need to be there for his camping, need to be there for his performances. All right. So I discovered that now I have to move from balance to how do I integrate these elements? 1 part of this plus 2 parts of this plus 4 parts of this is integration. All right.
Yeah.
That is what now gives me a wholesome life, because you won't always find balance.
Wow.
So you move towards integration.
Wow.
Okay. So in my life now, I've learned how to integrate. Okay. I've learned how to integrate. I've learned how much time. There are places I work through people. All right. And in those places, a 1 hour meeting per week is enough to set that area moving, because they're able leaders to handle it. So I don't need to overexert myself in that area. Then there's an area here that's a new startup. It's launching. I need to give 60% of my time to make sure there's proper liftoff. All right. So this one took off. A manager is running it. This one is launching 60% of my time. Once it takes off, I assign someone to run it. Okay. Reduce on my time on it, and it's taking off. That is now integration.
Wow.
Then now family is where now there's no compromise. I have to make sure I'm there for my wife. Then you come and realize there are things you can't delegate. Okay. You can delegate roles at work. You can delegate chores. You can delegate domestics. I can never delegate loving my wife. I will never call someone to say, Kujo shikilie fort. Can you love my wife on my behalf? So there are things you have to map out and say, this is my sole responsibility from now till kingdom come. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll never call a buddy of mine, as much as I love my buddies, and say, hey, my wife needs attention. Can you emotionally handle? I'm away for 2 weeks. It can't happen. But I can call my buddy to say, hey, there's a business here. I've gotten a new contract and you're very good at it. Can you become a consultant to do it? I don't need to be there. All right. So that answers the question about now. You integrate, you prioritize what needs priority, what needs to be integrated. Because I realize balance sometimes you might not achieve balance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful. Integration over balance.
Integration
That's
over
powerful,
balance.
powerful.
Yeah.
Give your parting shot, Pastor Pete. I
Yeah.
think we've had an amazing time with you.
Yeah.
And we're really happy that we've had you in this particular conference and even just this time, just pouring out.
Yeah.
And we know that you carry a lot for this generation.
Yeah.
And we just want to carry this message so that young people can continue even learning from you, building as you built. And the beauty I love about your story is that you started young.
Yeah.
You really relate and resonate with young people who are growing up, who are starting up, which is very important. So I'll allow you to give a parting shot, then we'll call it a time.
Yeah. So I always love this quote. I've shared it with Joe and Greg. And this quote that I love is, you don't just rise to the top, you raise to the top. Okay?
Yeah.
There's a place in life where you as an individual contributor is a good thing. Then there's a time in life where you now have to be a team enabler. All right?
Awesome.
And then you move from becoming a team enabler to now you become a platform. All right?
Yeah.
So you have to realize there are progressions in your growth where people can platform on you and you can allow them to grow. You become a platform. All right?
Yeah.
So there's a point where you can become a solo star, and that's fine. You'll move ahead. There's a place you become a team player and you consolidate a team to achieve certain goals. And then there's a place you become a platform where you platform people. All right. So where I feel like I'm at is now moving towards platform. That's my journey. So I began as an individual contributor, built teams, it's working out well. But now I'm in a place in my life where I need to make sure the right people are in the room. Where are they positioned? Who's where? Who's what? The influence I've gathered and the places I've been at. Can I invite people to be platformed and hopefully 10x my impact or 10x what they are doing through this platform?
Wow.
Yeah. So that can be, if you're a leader and you're looking for what next, I've given you what next. Solo contributor, team builder, then you become a platform.
Don't rise to the top, you raise.
You raise to the top. Yeah.
Amazing. I think that's the best place to stop this conversation. That we do not rise to the top, we raise to the top. And I can't wait to implement whatever I've heard from you. And I know the future is bright. Yeah, we are vision-minded people.
Yeah.
And what is ahead of us is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, guys.